Yo, hello everyone. I am Kyrie Woods. I'm a current doctoral student of Oriental Medicine and the founder of the Atlanta Walking Club. And I have a question for you all today. Is convenience really convenient? Is convenience really convenient? Because we are living in a world where convenience is everything. Everybody is looking for the shortcut. Everybody is looking or trying to find a way to make things easier. But in my honest opinion, I believe that easier things make harder times. For instance, we no longer have to walk anywhere. We're in a time where we can work from home if need be. We can order food to the house. We don't even have to cook. Everything is broken down for us to not even think. Everything is a way to figure out how can we make this experience more convenient for the consumer. But I want you all to think of the movie Wall-E, for example. That is a mind-blowing movie. People don't even have to walk, don't have to cook or anything, but look at how they're shaped. From not walking, they're humongous. They don't have to chew, so they have no jaw structure. Everything was in a cup. I mean, and they were constantly stimulated by some form of some device. That is the time we are in. But the number one thing that I want to talk about today is the convenience of food and how we are eating out way too much. We're eating out way too much. We're looking for something that is fast, easy, and of a surplus. And we wonder why it's so tough to lose body fat. And I get it that this was something that I was doing for a long period of my life. I was constantly eating out. In high school, before I went to school, I would go to 7-Eleven. I would grab snacks there, or I would go to McDonald's, or when I was driving somewhere, I would stop over to go to Chipotle, or I would stop over to go to Chick-fil-A. So understand, I'm speaking from experience as well. I'm not just talking about this, on a high horse. No, I've been through this too, and I know what comes with it. And I did not love the outcome of me living that kind of lifestyle. But we are eating out way too much. And I want to speak to you all on why eating out so often works against you. First, you lose ingredient awareness. You could be eating one meal that you picked up from somewhere, and it may be a total amount of calories that you must maintain in a day in one meal. I'm going to say that again. You could be eating a meal where you are eating your total amount of calories, of maintenance calories in a day in one meal. And you're doing this multiple times out the week, if not every day. And you wonder why it's so hard to get body fat off. And on top of that, the toxin load, because the ingredients on there could be highly toxic. Now that's another conversation we'll have another day. Next, I just tell you, yes, portions are, also yes, portions are designed to impress, not nourish. Like I said, we could be having really big meals because we're going out to get a quick fill, and we're not even thinking about how much is on this plate. When you're eating out, these restaurants are designed in a manner to make sure that your health is on or your health is of concern. No, I'm here to make sure that you're enjoying this experience and you'll be back. And I want to make sure that you are satiated in a manner where it hits all the taste buds and it's lighting off those receptors that say, "Oh my God, this is amazing," and I'm bringing you back. It's not about health with a lot of these restaurants. It's there to get you hooked. Next, convenience removes the pause. We are constantly moving like this, day in, day out. And we're never taking time to sit down and really be one with our meal. Think about it. The body can't digest food when you're moving like this. You can't the body has to be calm and relaxed in order to digest, absorb, and metabolize that food. But if you are moving like this, those functions go all the way down. All the way down. The only way that we are able to build that strong stomach acid to digest that food, you have to be calm and relaxed. But if you aren't calm and relaxed, you aren't going to have an ample amount of good stomach acid to break that food down. So now the food is being passed through you, and it's still not fully digested. So now you're making it much harder to digest. So now you wonder why you're tired and you're sluggish, you can't think throughout the day, you're backed up. I mean, it's the smallest things that can create the biggest effect for our health. Something as simple as taking long, slow, deep breaths and sitting down with no phones or distractions with a meal can create a major effect. Next, variety creates confusion. I have another question for you. What has variety done for you so far? Has variety worked? If you're watching this video, most likely it hasn't. And that's okay because I was a person who loved variety and having this and having that. But I fell in love with the foods I already liked, and I learned how to build a relationship with food. That's how it all started for me. I didn't really go into this trying to do multiple things at one time. I just started eating the foods that I knew I already liked and consistently eating them. And then I would try this one day, and I would, flip it out and try something else for another day. And I built myself upon that way of doing things. But variety, it creates chaos. You need to start building consistency. This is what all this is about. It's about creating consistency and confidence in yourself that you know you're going to eat a nourishing meal. So I broke all of that down for you on why eating out is holding you back. So now let's get into what we can do to fix this problem. And this is this. Going forward, I want you to prepare one home cooked meal a day. Just one home cooked meal. This meal will be at the same time. It'll be with simple and familiar foods, and you will sit down and eat with no distractions. One meal. I'm not asking for 2 to 3 a day. I don't care if you're still eating out. I just want you to get good at having that one home cooked meal because we need to get back to cooking our own meals. Think about it. If you look back to the 70s and the 60s and the 50s and time before then, people were very lean. Even the elders, they were still lean. People just weren't walking around overweight, but during that period of time, everybody cooked. Going out to eat was a luxury. Even me, when I was a kid, going to McDonald's was a luxury. Like earlier on, that was a luxury. I had to do something good in the class, or my mom would have a good week and things were cool. We're going to McDonald's. But it wasn't an everyday thing, especially during the 60s and the 70s and the 50s. Like, no, you had breakfast, you probably packed your lunch, and you had supper. But all the foods were freshly cooked at home around family with loved ones. But every time you cook that one meal, you reinforce the identity of someone who takes care of themselves. I'm going to see that again. Every time you cook that one meal, you reinforce the identity of someone who takes care of themselves. That what this is all about. Because if you go to the previous video, I spoke on the foundation of health. And that foundation is building identity, building self-trust and self-belief. Because you have to believe and know that I can do this. And you do this by crawling before you walk, by building up that confidence muscle to know that, hey, I've prepared a home cooked meal all week. Damn, I didn't do that last week, but I feel so good doing this week. I want to do it again. And with this meal, I want you to prepare meals that you already know that you like. If let's say you let's try to find a vegetable that you like. Let's say you like green beans. Cool. Do the green beans. Think of a protein you like. You like salmon? Let's do salmon. And then let's say you want to find a nice starch you may like, whether it be, some finger potatoes or a sweet potato or some brown rice. Hell, even if it's just white rice, I don't care. I just want you to get in the habit of cooking from home. Even if it may not be the healthiest thing right now. We'll get there. I just want you to get in the habit of cooking at home because I'm telling you, it is going to pay off. And I don't know what it is, but I swear the body knows when you cook your food or you're going out to eat because the feeling of a meal when I'm outside the house compared to when I'm home are two different feelings. I feel nourished and satiated after a meal when I cook at home compared to when I'm going out. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't sit on my stomach the same at all. Two different feelings. But this is for you to slow down and to take time out for you. Because if you aren't taking time out to slow down, your body will slow down for you. And it's going to slow down in a way you do not like. You're not going to like that feeling. So take care of the work now by slowing down. We're not designed to move like this. This is unnatural for us. We are not supposed to be moving like this, but yet we do it. But until we move like this, and we move at our rhythm, and of course, there are moments we move with society, but then we gotta take those moments of slowing down and pausing. Before we go, I want to share this quote that I absolutely love. It's by an ancient Chinese philosopher by the name of Lao Tzu. And he said that nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. We are one with nature. The way you see nature flow and move, we are supposed to be moving in that same manner. But of course, we have to manage what we have in this life and this simulation. But if you peep nature and you see how nature flows, that is how we are supposed to move as well. Nature is not fast and in a hurry. When nature is fast and in a hurry, it's catastrophic. We don't want to move like that. We don't want to be tornadoes. We want to be nice flowing creeks. That's what this is all about. All right, y'all. But you have a wonderful day. Get in that one home cooked meal. I want to make sure you all are on that because I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. And it all starts with one habit, one choice, and one promise. Peace, y'all.